there was so many different avenues that you could take, but I really, really enjoyed working with people and students with disabilities and watching them grow and meet goals that they had in their life. It's still to this day, it's rewarding and I really, really enjoy it. I got to really learn about people and meeting them where they were at, learning about their life story, and it really gave me inspiration and that we can do these things.
Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson, and today in the studio, we have a counselor from State Services for the Blind in Minnesota, Lindsay Escalera. Lindsay, welcome to Blind Abilities.
Thank you.
Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for taking the time to come on to Blind Abilities. Can we start it out by you telling us a little bit about what is the role of a vocational rehabilitation counselor at State Services for the Blind in Minnesota?
Yeah. A vocational rehabilitation counselor helps students and individuals reach their career goals and what goals that they have in life. So it could be independent living. For our students, we have adjustment to blindness training where they learn the skills that they need to be as independent as possible. And those are transferable skills that will lead to a job in the future. So for everyone, it kind of looks different. Some people take a college career path. Some people go right into a trade that they can just start working and building those skills. But that's really my role, is to help provide guidance, information, and referral. What resources can help the student reach their goals? So it's a really rewarding position.
Yeah, I bet it is rewarding. Now, Lindsay, say someone contacts State Services for the Blind. What is the process? How does it look when they first start up and make contact looking for services?
Yes. When you first make contact with State Services for the Blind, or you'll hear it many times, SSB, if you're in the metro area, we do have an intake coordinator. So you would be directed to the intake coordinator and they would set up a meeting with you to go through eligibility and collect documents that are needed. Once that is set up and approved, then the student would be referred out to one of, like myself, a vocational rehabilitation counselor in the metro area. We do have 3 different counselors that cover the metro. And then if you are in greater Minnesota, you would meet right with that vocational rehab counselor because they do their own intakes. So once you get established with your counselor, you would meet to complete a comprehensive assessment and get your individual plan for employment created. And then that talks about your job goal, goals that you may have. What will it take for you to meet that job goal? And then from there, we do have different team members that support the student. Pre-EDS is nice because we do have career navigators. So sometimes if a student isn't too sure, I don't really know what I want to do right now, we do have in-house career navigators that can meet with students and work on figuring out what that is. Maybe doing some more assessments, finding out what your interests are, things that you like. So that's kind of a really nice place to start. We also have our vocational rehabilitation techs, and they provide support for authorizations and helping collect post-secondary documents. And we also have our assistive technologists that can do assessments and if there's any technology needed to help support students meeting their goals. So we have a vast team and a lot of supports to be able to help and everyone meet their goals.
Well, that's really neat that someone can come in there and with all these assessments, find out what tools would help them succeed and set their career goals. It's like a one-stop shop for success.
Yes.
What led you down the road to get involved in vocational rehabilitation?
So after high school, I was working just, the regular fast food jobs, and I was in college and kind of undecided. I think I was an undeclared major at one point, just trying to figure it out. My mom was actually a registered nurse, and I was like, yeah, I want to be just like her. And I thought, maybe I could do the nursing avenue because I knew deep down I always wanted to help people. It didn't really matter in what way, but that's just something at my core is I love helping people and watching them grow and just find their way. Because I felt like myself as a young kid, I had a lot of support like that as well. So I wanted to kind of give back. So I tried the nursing field and it was not a good fit. So I continued on to kind of do some more post-secondary exploration, and I found American Sign Language as one of my extracurricular classes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a really cool language. And then I just immersed myself. I started to take the classes that were required to be an American Sign Language interpreter, and just learning that language and the deaf culture. It just opened up so many possibilities and new areas of thinking for me. Like I also, once I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I had a mentor at the time, and she was showing me different graduate programs to get my master's. And one of them was rehabilitation counseling. And I was like, that just sounds like something that's right up my alley. Because while I was in school during my undergrad, I was a teacher's aide for a program for students with disabilities. And we taught independent living skills. So that is kind of where I started my journey of the rehabilitation field. And it was really neat in my master's program because there was so many like different avenues that you could take. But I really, really enjoyed working with people and students with disabilities and watching them grow and meet goals that they had in their life. It's still to this day, it's rewarding and I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, I was able to get through that, did an internship and started working not right away as a vocational rehab, but I did get some like case management jobs that helped prepare me for that. And then when there was an opening, I was able to get a job as a vocational rehab counselor, and I've been doing it for almost 5 years and I love it. So yeah.
So interesting, all the little paths that led you to where you are today. That's really cool. Lindsay, working at SSB, what impressed you when you first joined on to SSB? What surprises were there or something that made you go, that's kind of neat?
Yeah. One thing I remember in my interview was being asked if I was willing to participate in a 6-week adjustment to blindness training. And I just remember I was like, yes, like that sounds intriguing. And I didn't know what to expect, but I call myself, I'm a lifelong learner. Like I love learning new things. And it just seemed like something that would help just increase my knowledge and go through a training, and which I love. So from my interview, that's what started to think about, ooh, I wonder what kind of training is provided for students and customers that we serve. So that right there was just something that I love and enjoy. And I know that our participants will get the same kind of exposure and learning things out of it. But then as I started working at SSB and I got to learn more about the umbrella of SSB, having so many different departments and being able to ask someone in the Braille department, like, how do I do XYZ? And the knowledge there is like, wow, amazing. And then I've even had working with our senior services unit when I was a adult vocational rehab counselor, like just being able to bounce ideas off of them. I love that we have that umbrella of services and we can help kind of through all ages of life. Well, starting at 14 up until then. But you know what? Actually, I believe our Braille department does all the Braille for K through 12 for schools. So I guess it is kind of a full circle there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just really neat.
Yeah. When you did your adjustment to blindness training, I mean, it's required in Minnesota. How did that impact you to be amongst students? Those were your peers then, because you were actually going as a student, doing the training as if you were getting services from State Services for the Blind. What was that like for you?
Yes. And even though, it was almost 5 years ago, I think it had such a big impression on me that I remember it like it was yesterday. I did feel like a student and I was entering in. And I think for me, I was a bit nervous, but I was excited because I was going to learn something new. But I remember being in classes with actual students. And when I put that sleep shade on, I feel like I got to connect more with the person and I was able to learn alongside them. And I really think that that is how we remember things. Like, because I was able to do it with someone. I mean, one of the classes was O&M, orientation mobility. That was probably my most fearful class. But when I was able to do it with another student and we talked things through and we were practicing our techniques, it really put me in their shoes. And there was a moment where I got super emotional because I was stuck. So to feel those feelings and they were real for me, it was very powerful. But also one thing I liked was being able to debrief afterwards. And I think even in that, there's learning, when you talk it out with someone and, oh man, I could have maybe tried this way, or even just celebrating successes. Like I made it to my destination. So yeah, it's really interesting and just being able to be around people who are doing the same thing with you. No judgment, just we are here to learn. We're here to help each other and encourage. And I got to really learn about people and meeting them where they were at, learning about their life story. And it really gave me inspiration and that we can do these things. So it was probably one of my favorite things. And I still, to this day, I go on tours with students and it's just so cool to see them succeed and meet their goals. So I really enjoy that part of our program.
Especially since you had these shared experiences that you can draw from for a lifetime now. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's interested or considering a career in vocational rehabilitation?
I think some advice would be getting that hands-on experience. If there's any way to volunteer or get involved in, I worked at a day program, and that really got me started with working with individuals, learning about them. What are their likes? What are their dislikes? What makes today a good day? What makes today a bad day? Really understanding how to work with people and their barriers in life and employment, and having some kind of mentor that could help you walk you through getting into some kind of college program. There's so many throughout the states. So getting connected that way would be a really good opportunity. And there's so many different kinds of rehabilitation. Like I was mentioning in my master's program, there was different options working with veterans, working with addiction, working with people with disabilities. There's different avenues and different experiences, which is one thing I really liked about my master's program, the internships. We had to pick different sites. I think we did 2 different sites. So you really got to get that experience of which kind of direction you wanted to go in. So just getting connected, getting your hands-on experience, I think that's really gonna be the way to get in and figure out, hey, do I like this? Or do I not like it? And I think that's where you have to kind of search within yourself to find out and figure out, what do I want to do? So yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when I'm talking to people that work with vocational rehabilitation, their journey, it all starts out kind of similar. They want to be somewhere where they can give back, help people. And it seems like a good spot for you because here you are now, like you said, giving back or helping people find success in their goals. So good for you.
Thank you.
Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on The Blind Abilities and sharing with us the journey and a little bit about what a vocational rehabilitation counselor at State Services for the Blind does. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Have a good day.
Be sure to check out and subscribe to the Spectacle newsletter and learn about all the upcoming events and opportunities. And be sure to check out the numerous podcasts on the News for Teens page, and you'll find the links right in the show notes. To find out more about all the programs at State Services for the Blind, contact Shane.DeSantis at state.mn.us. That's Shane.DeSantis at state.mn.us. Be sure to contact your State Services for the Blind, your Voc Rehab, and find out what they can do for you. Live, work, read, succeed.
When we share
what we see through
each other's eyes,
we can then begin to bridge the gap
between the limited expectations and the reality of blind abilities.
And the realities of blind abilities.